Hey guys, this is Matthew Schneider with Folio Weekly. Today we're down in St. Augustine at the trailer park and we'll be interviewing the beer pimp. Let's go.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm Trey Wilder. I'm the owner of Trailer Park. Come on in. Hey Carlos.
How you doing, my man?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. My name is Carlos. Everybody knows me as the Beer Pimp. I'm a master draft installer. I design beer systems. Originally, my nickname became after starting a job at Kickbacks up in Jacksonville. And we had slept for a few days inside the bar because it was such a big job and I couldn't get up off the floor. So I picked up a trunk line and he had beer lines in it. So when I went to get up, Steve Flores actually looked at me and goes, "You really are the beer pimp." And that's how that name came about. Mr. Steve Flores, the owner of Kickbacks, was the one that gave me that name, which became pretty much a very well-known name around the state.
Funny backstory to that. What areas do you service around Florida?
All of Florida. And we handle the South Georgia, and we go as far as North Carolina into Charlotte, and we also go into Atlanta. So I've traveled quite a bit throughout the country to install unique, different systems.
And how many draft systems would you say you've installed over the years?
Ooh, my goodness. I'm gonna say maybe in the 125 range, all custom. I did sample ones that are bought from different companies. They are plain, but I've always liked to do my own take on the beer system, so I accommodate the customer to what they want, to their need and their feel, whatever their bar's going to be. Not what I have to offer or other companies have to offer, but if you want a mermaid with taps, that's what I'll create.
When you were a child, did you aspire to be a beer pimp? What got you into the beer world?
Oh, wow. I'm originally from Mexico. I was born in Juarez, Mexico. Inspiration there was great, but it wasn't towards that. I always find myself, breaking stuff and fixing it, but I was never good at, this came about just as I got older and out of college, came over here and then started working in the beer business, to be honest with you. But as a child, I wanted to be a lawyer.
Now, why do people prefer draft beer over cans and bottles?
I think a lot of it is you can get more different beers, especially local beers on tap than you can in kegs. Yes. That helps the customer and people appreciate draft. Also, in bottles, you get full a lot faster, where in draft you don't. It's most of the times it's shot with different gases, which 75-25, very common, and that's 75%. From CO2 and nitrogen, and you also have 60-40, which is another one that's very well known, gases that help you consume a little bit more and have more flavor in the beer than you would on a bottle.
What types of maintenance and servicing are typically required for beer draft systems, and how frequently should you perform them?
We require, most of our systems we install, we also sell the program where they get their lines clean every 14 days. We don't try not to get past that 14th day, just because that is a big plus for the draft systems. Especially when you start over, brand new, or if the new beer's coming in, it's good to keep your lines clean. So that's bi-weekly, every 14 days, line cleaning. Once a year, we do require and tell people, you do have to change your glycol system. If it's a long draw system, change those at least once a year. Wouldn't get past 12 months because it keeps the beer colder, keeps your system running faster, and it doesn't. The maintenance is very minimum on a long draw system. It's even less on a short draw or direct draw, which is coming directly from a kegerator or from a behind the wall system. We have a team of, right now, we have a team of 7 with my company, and there's other companies up there, and we usually are working 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. We take Sundays off. That's a blessed day for the family to spend with them, especially my employees. Other than that, if they call in for a foaming problems, it could be anything from a air getting in the line or having a loose faucet, or the foaming could be anything. What we focus on is doing a checklist. Why is it foaming? When was the last time your line cleaner, was here? Whatever it may be, we can probably fix it within an hour and try to fix the foaming problems. Temperature is, a lot of it has to do with the AC problem, or the units themselves are not working properly. So we always contact one of our certified AC people to come in and fix the problem at that point. And they usually accommodates a lot of foaming problems itself. But if it's a temperature thing, you're usually going to have foaming problems.
Now, is the draft beer today that I drink the same as or different than the draft beer that my father or grandfather used to drink years ago?
To be honest with you, with the bigger companies, they do have a process that they make the beer the same, but most of the beer that is made in craft breweries are very unique on their own. And I think that they are doing a very good job at doing a quality control. The more experienced that the brewmasters are, the more that they have that option to make their beer perfect. So I believe that if they drink an IPA, they're probably, your grandparents would like an IPA now. I believe it's probably even a lot better nowadays.
And then, how do you stay up to date on the latest trends and developments in the beer industry that may impact the design and installation of the draft system?
That's a funny question. A lot of it has to do with meeting with architects, meeting with designers. You always try to be catering before, once the business is open, it's too late to create something new. So you have to be in front of the customer, sometimes months, a year, just to make sure that that's what they want. And we accommodate the customer with the trend that they want, not our trend, because most of those trends are all similar. But like I said, it's all about creating for the customer. And that's where the trends come in. That's where we're changing the way the draft is poured. We are not designing the same thing over and over and over. It's always something different according to the customer.
Okay. And now, could you share a story about maybe one of the most interesting or unique projects you've worked on?
Yeah, this has been a nice different, because we started creating this tower here with Trey. When he gave us a chance to come in and gave us the idea of what he wanted, we didn't want to put just anything. We wanted to make something unique for him that he would only have. And it's all handmade in Jacksonville. It's all handmade. So when we got the chance to approach that, he let me literally said, go with it. And it fits everything that you see around here. The majority unique jobs is Hop Danger, also designed European Street in San Marco. After the hurricane, that was a big downfall for a lot of restaurants. And Mr. Andy called me and said, I want to do a beer system with 22 taps, but my beer system is destroyed. So they ripped everything out. They've called me. And I actually found a couple of posts that were laying around, and then I contacted Eco Relics and said, do you have any of these ends? And I bought and literally made a draft system out of electrical poles that had fallen. And that's what they have in their system. So when if you ever go to San Marco, European Street, I designed that. And like I said, it's interesting because I don't try not to do the thing over and over. Any draft system that I create is really pimped.
Okay, and then kind of along the same lines, would you say COVID affected your beer pimp business at all?
No.
No?
No, actually, to be honest with you, it increased business. It gave people time to take out their old lines, which in most cases they're older, and they would call me and say, hey, nobody's going to be here for a couple of weeks. Let's revamp my beer system. So it was, at that time, I was working with a liquor company and growing my business at the same time. And that's one of the decisions. Once that COVID was over, I decided to go 100% into fully installing beers and creating my company, CCDS. Because the business had literally just overnight, it was too much. So it made me actually, COVID kind of helped the business of the beer industry just because he was able to maintain the beer systems. People understood better that they wanted better quality beer. They wanted best tasting beer in town, coldest beer. Whatever it might have been, we got the call. And we got to do it mostly at nights, but it was fun.
Now, could someone like me order a draft system to be installed in my house, or do you only work on commercial?
We do a lot of residential, and we also maintain a lot of residential houses for draft, for their maintenance, like the line cleaning. So that gives us an upper hand on development of like a Queens Harbor area, what is that, Ponte Vedra area houses. We do all the line cleaning for them. For anybody that wants a house, but if you want it on your pole, we'll do it on your pole. We'll put a tower, whatever you want, we can put it on your outdoors island. All that, we actually do quite a bit of those.
Yeah. And what would you say differentiates you from your competition?
I try to create everything for the customer, not for the benefit of my pocket. It's the passion, creativity that we take and enjoy the ride with the customer. Not, money comes and it goes. But this system over here, 30 years from when I'm gone. And to know that I'm leaving a legacy for my kids and for my grandkids, to say, hey, this was my grandfather's or my dad's, that to me is very important.